Okay, so do you want to start with a little introduction for our viewers?
Yeah, of course. My name is Tom. Most of the people might know me as Hipster Pug because it's my artist name and I make music as Hipster Pug. And the music I make is lo-fi, electronic, but my latest project was a full-on ambient album. And yeah, so I try every genre that I like and see what works and what doesn't work. And yeah, that's it.
Perfect. And when did you create Hipster Pug?
That was back in 2018. So I do this for 2-3 years almost now. So.
And I'm quite interested where you got the name from.
To be honest, I don't remember. No, I think it worked. Before I had Hipster or did Hipster Pug, I had a gaming channel on FitMe and on YouTube called Arcade Salad, and that's where two words that were just fitting together. And I think I did the same for Hipster Pug.
Perfect. And is this your first musical venture, or did you do anything before this?
No, this is the first musical thing or music thing that I do. I never did anything with music before, so.
So I guess you do instrumental, and that it relies heavily on the atmosphere and mood it creates. So do you want to explain some of the messages or stories that you had in mind when creating your music?
Yeah, of course. Well, the first album that I made had no story at all because it was just trying out what works, and I absolutely hate that album now. When I listen back to it, I think, oh my goodness, how could I release it? But I think the first album that had a bit of story was Moonquake. It was more of a lo-fi kind of album, and I wanted to give it more of a relaxed feeling, and I knew more like, okay, this is what I want to create. It had not a full story, but it was more organized than the first album. And I think with the latest album that I created called Neo Noir, that is really telling a story, a very personal story, because back in 2017, I had a burnout, and that has a lot of effects on me. I had to learn a lot of stuff. I had to overcome fears. I had no self-confidence at all at that point. And music kind of helped me to get it, but also like things are much better right now. And I mean, it took some time, but it's going a lot better now. And like I said, music really helps. And creating this album, I finally could tell a story that I wanted to tell since day one. And I never had how do you call it in English? Like, wait a second. I never knew how to create it, but right now I had an idea and I thought, like, you know what, I can try it at least, and well, it works out pretty well. So yeah.
Good. So you think music has helped you do this?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, a lot. I mean, I think making music, it might sound weird, but you can tell stories with music that you cannot tell to people in real life sometimes. And it's easier to tell it with music, even though it's instrumental. Instead of like, oh yeah, this is happening to me right now, and let's talk about it. It's more easier to make a song about it and release it and let people hear it, and they understand it most of the time. So.
And what part of the creative process do you enjoy most?
Well, when the most interesting thing is like when you are just jamming a little bit and like what works and what doesn't work. And when you have the first line that you think like, oh, fuck, this is great. It's going to work. And I had that a lot with this, with the album, like that I just was playing something. I was like, whoa, wait a second, I have to record this right now. And then I can move on from that. And that's basically how I built up this whole album, like just playing some things. And sometimes I had something, recorded it and moved on with it, with other instruments and with other things. So.
And is this your full-time career, or do you have another job?
No. I work in a hospital too.
Wow.
Oh God, how do you call it? Technical work and stuff like that. So.
And I suppose the issue at the moment with the COVID-19 pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
So I've spoke to quite a few musicians, and it's affected the music industry quite a lot. Obviously, in the UK, all the venues have been closed and things like that. Have you had any adverse effects from it?
Well, I had a lot of concert plans to go to from a lot of artists that I really wanted to see, but all of them were cancelled. Because the music venues are closed too here in Holland, and and sometimes it looked like, oh, they are going to open it up again, and 2 weeks later they are saying like, no, it's not going to happen now. So no, sadly I couldn't go to any concert this year. And I really hope to go to it next year then, because I have a lot of things planned for next year to go to, and hopefully it's going better then.
Yeah, hopefully. So have you had a full lockdown there in Holland?
I think we had for a couple of weeks, but that was back in I think it was in the beginning of when the whole virus started, like in April, in May. I think then it was more in full lockdown, and they are planning to go back in lockdown again. What I heard and what I understand right now, but it's not clear at all. So for 2 weeks, we everything from restaurants, cafes, and music venues, cinemas, everything is closed, but you can still go to shops and can go to the city, but you cannot sit anywhere to drink or to eat. Or
we live in Wales, and we just had a 2-week lockdown. With today is finished today.
Yeah.
And now England is in a full lockdown, so all like non-essential shops are closed, restaurants for 4 weeks. Which brings me on to my next question. I'm asking every artist. People are struggling a lot with their mental health at the moment because of the constant changes in the rules. First you can see people, then you can't, and all this. So do you have any tips or advice for people that are struggling at the moment?
Well, I'm not very not a very social person, as in having a lot of friends or having a lot of people around me. But what I do is just text sometimes with some of my friends and just ask them like, hey, how are you doing? How's it going? And just talk to them a little bit. And when it's possible and when you can see your friends or the people that you want to see, just do it. And of course take care with it. But it's important, it's important to see each other sometimes and just to talk with each other. And if you cannot see each other, then just text each other or use WhatsApp or Zoom, or I think there's a lot of options you can keep in contact with other people, and use them if you want to.
Perfect. So back to the music. What are your plans for the future?
I have some ideas. I'm thinking about starting a new project with a whole new artist name, and doing one of the biggest projects that I've done with a lot of musicians from Twitter. That's something that I really want to do. Another idea is going on like this with the music that I make right now. I really hope to create music for movies, games, and TV series in the future. So I really want to focus on making music for that and see what's possible and how to how to reach people to get my music in movies and in series and in games. So that would be fantastic to do that. And yeah, like I said, the big projects for next year that I'm planning is working with a lot of musicians from Twitter and make an awesome album with all of them together.
Wow, that sounds amazing. And okay, so is there anything else that you'd like to add?
Sorry?
Is there anything else you would like to add before we say goodbye?
No. I think I told my story, so.
Okay, do you want to tell us quickly where people can listen to your album?
Yeah, they can listen to it on Bandcamp. If you search for Hipster Pug, you will find me, I hope. And
I'll put the links in the description as well.
Okay, yeah, perfect. And you can find me on Spotify, on Deezer, Amazon, all the big music platforms. But I would suggest just go listen to it on Spotify. That helps me the most. Okay,
Spotify it is. It's been absolutely amazing talking to you. Thank you for taking the time.
Yeah, thank you for the interview. It's really awesome to be a part of this podcast of interview. So thank you very much.
And thank you.
Yes, thank you.